Hi guys, and welcome to today's battle report. We are playing 2,000 points of new Astra Militarum. Brand new codex has just dropped, so we wanted to give that a whirl. I've got 2,000 points of Cadians, and Ryan has brought Ultramarines
with
and
technically talons.
Talons
Talons.
over there. So we'll walk you through the armies quickly, explain the mission and what's happened so far, because there's already been a few stratagem shenanigans before we've even started. So for on this side of the board, I'm bringing a Basilisk, a infantry squad with Voxcaster and Plasma. I've got 4 infantry squads, 2 with grenade launchers, 1 with a flamer, the Plasma one there, and they both got Voxcaster in as well. Tank commander. So all the battle tanks have got, all the Lehman Russes have got battle cannons, las cannon front weapon mount, and heavy bolter sponsons, apart from 2. So Pask is rocking multi-melter sponsons, and this Lehman Russ has got plasma cannon sponsons. Valkyrie with one of the infantry squads in it, and I've also brought along a Imperial Knight Errant. Haven't yet got a Baneblade variant, which would have really been the ideal thing for the list, so that's what I'm running there. 2,000 points of guard, all in a nice big gun line. So then we'll move over to Ryan's army.
Just a tank. It's not being modelled as a tank commander.
What we've got, plasma cannon sponsons.
Plasma cannon, sponsons, las cannon in front, and then just battle cannon.
You've seen these guys before. That's like his standard start for 10. 3 Demos laser destroyers. Gilliman hanging out at the back.
Tech Marine.
Tech Marine, there's a company commander. Really nice thing to see, and you don't see many of these on a board. An attack bike with a multi-melter. I'm over at Moon to see that. We were talking about it before we started setting up, and just harks back.
More. I do want to get more of them, to be honest.
I just like the model. I really do.
And Storm Talon with twin las.
And then you burnt a 3 command points, didn't you, for the ambush?
Talon strat. 1 unit of Sentinels max to 3, and 2 Lehman Russ executioners with plasma and las.
So they're currently waiting in ambush to come on, and that's any game turn, isn't it?
Yeah, any end of movement phase. Obviously, I think it's similar to reinforcement, so it'll be 3rd turn is the last turn I can put them in. Otherwise, they count as being dead.
We like that. Just forget them. Just forget you've got them. I'll take that on the chin. Happily okay with that. So we're playing the retrieval mission today. 4 objective markers.
We say we are.
Yeah, we really just want to shoot the living crap out of each other, to be quite honest with you. But so we've got 1 objective marker there. We've got this guy down here, that guy over there, and
the Ultramarine just behind the book
is down there, basically. So yeah, it's objectives, but yeah, we pretty much are just gonna try and blow each other off the table, I think, is the order of business today. We both decided to blow 2 command points early doors as well.
Preliminary bombardment. So we both done a little bit of damage, you being more damage on mine than you.
Yeah, so this is one of the new Astra Militarum stratagems. It costs 2 command points, and you roll a d6 for every enemy unit on the board, yep. And on a 6 it takes a mortal wound. So I managed to take a mortal wound off the company commander and the attack bike.
Yes, and Gilman. So Gilman, commander and bike.
Awesome. Happy days. I took a mortal wound on the knight, and I took 1 on a Lehman Russ further up the table. Really interesting little stratagem, I quite like that.
It's quite different to the Adeptus Astartes bombardment, which is done by a warlord.
Just another way, isn't it, of getting some early damage in, really. And what else?
I'd probably say it's a bit more effective than the Astartes bombardment because it's literally every unit in deployment.
Yeah.
Just rolling along. More useful against infantry and 1 health units, but it all helps damage wise bring it down a bracket.
Absolutely. Warlord for Ryan is Gilliman.
Gilliman, yeah.
Shock, shock. Mine is my company commander because I really didn't like the idea of running Hask or my
First Blood and
other tank commander there because that's terrible. How many command points did you start off with?
8.
And what detachments were there?
2 spearheads and a super heavy auxiliary, which Gilliman comes in with. So I get 3 standard, another 3 for Gilliman being battle forged, and then I got 2 from the spearheads. And then obviously we get bonus points for rerolls of lost command points.
Yes.
Both of us.
So I took a spearhead detachment, I took a battalion detachment, and a super auxiliary detachment, which is what the big guy there is. Warlord traits, I took the roll 5+ and get my command points back. And I also took the heirloom, which basically, when Ryan uses a command point, allows me to roll a dice for every command point he spends, and on a 5+ get that back. So far pretty good with all the shenanigans and the re-rolling backs. I'm sticking on the same command points I started with, and I haven't lost any, even though I've used a stratagem already, which is quite nice. So we will get on with first turn. It will be Ryan going first today, which is a new one, because normally...
I'm last.
Yeah.
You have the most units by 1.
Yeah, literally by 1. So we'll see how this plays out, but really excited to see what the Astra Militarum bring to the table. Very exciting codex. We'll do a video after this with a review of the codex, but we wanted to just get stuck in and play with them, really.
Yeah.
So we'll be back to you at the start of the first term. Okay, so we've just had the... I'm not even going to call you Ultramarines. Ryan's first turn, that's the easier way of putting it.
Ultramar.
So we've decided for this battle report we are just going to play the round turn and then talk through what happened, because that is probably easier than going step by step.
And spot the difference, essentially, is what we're playing now.
Yeah. So,
we're missing a few things.
Movement wise, the Talon came from over there. The ambush came in, so you got that tank in there.
Sentinels on the...
Sentinels?
Sentinels, yeah, we'll go with Sentinels.
There you go, G-Dub, there's a free idea from Ryan. No commission needed, get some Sentinels on board.
That's for Chaos, they have...
This guy came in here. So, talk us through your shooting.
So, Executioner...
Yeah.
Fired on the missing tank. Obviously, it's not moved, even though it's obviously deployed. So it's moved its minimum move. Not minimum, well, it
hasn't moved technically, has it? It was just placed.
That hasn't moved. So both of these fired at the tank which died. 2d6 for each heavy weapons, plus the sponsons made sure it went kaboom. We had las cannon to weaken it originally. I think the Demos Lance Destroyer.
They were awful.
That took it down multiple brackets to begin with, and these 2 tanks were the ones that finished it off. This one fired at Pask. Took it down multiple brackets. It's now on 3, is it?
Pask's on 3 wounds.
And then another one, I think, was the tank, which is also missing, just on the left.
Yeah, it was a pretty good round of shooting, to be honest. These guys over there, with the bloody re-rolls and everything from Gilliman, were as devastating as always, and just
the chunk of health that I needed for the inaccuracy of the Lehman Russ to finish them off. Yeah,
and it worked really well. To be honest, they made themselves target number uno for my turn, but not a bad turn really. You took stuff down in wounds that you needed to do, and
bombardment finished it off. I think that was the remaining one.
You went and spent 3 command points on the
bombardment.
That's the Space Marine bombardment.
Yes, which obviously my Warlord being Gilliman allows me to use it.
Yeah, he didn't move, he didn't shoot, so he got to use that.
He chilled.
So loss wise, 2 tanks and you've taken some serious wounds off other bits. The knight is down to 17 wounds now instead of the 26 it started on.
But you've still got your Basilisk and one Lehman Russ in the top brackets as well. It's your Valkyrie, he's untouched.
Yeah, still got some stuff to play with.
Don't forget the guard.
Oh, the one guard from a squad up top.
From a biker.
But yeah, I mean, I don't feel too bad by that as a first round.
You've got one fully operational tank. Well, two fully operational tanks.
Yeah,
that's only
still in its top bracket.
Basilisk is fully fine, and Valkyrie. And your Knight probably can still do something.
Certainly not the end of the world. So I'll take that. So we'll get on to Astra Militarum turn 1.
I did forget something. I didn't shoot my bolters on my Talon. Probably because I wasn't fussed, but it wasn't probably a priority for me. But I could have taken some more guard.
Yeah, yeah. Which would have helped in getting through to the company commander up top, who is there at the back. He's not the closest model currently, but with a little bit of
Pepper
shooting jiggery there, he could well have been. So I've escaped that little thing with a bit of luck. Right, we'll see you in the next turn. So, really interesting Astra Militarum turn 1. Movement, the only movement I really did was the flyer came from over in that back right hand corner, and the knight moved up close enough that he could get a charge off on this Lehman Russ exterminator. So, shooting wise, actually pretty chuffed. Managed to take out 2 of the Demos Vindicators and leave that one on 5 wounds. It's a shame I didn't finish the job, because with his Tech Priest back there, it's going to come up a bracket next turn. That really was stat priority number 1 for me. With Gilliman giving them the rerolls to hit and rerolls to wound, the amount of damage that those things can put out is astronomical. It basically, one looks at a tank and wipes it out a turn, almost. So they were the target number 1. I'm relying heavily on the fact that guard shooting can be either really good or really bad, which proved pretty much to be the case, didn't it?
Yeah.
Last turn, you could have done a lot more damage than you did, whereas on my turn round of shooting, I didn't do too bad. So it swings and roundabouts. I used a stratagem, one of the new ones. It was just overlapping fire. It's a Cadian stratagem. So basically,
on a 3+ rather than a 4.
Add 1 hit to hit rolls for any other Cadian units from your army that target the same enemy unit this phase. So I used that on I fired with Pask on the first Demos, and then basically allowing the second one, instead of hitting on 4s, to hit on 3s, which really strong again. If you can buff your army in any which way, definitely worth doing. I started the game on 7 command points. I'm currently on 7 command points with the whole re-roll.
Goodness.
Sorry, not re-rolls, but stealing command points. And then when I spend them, getting to roll. And I've been pretty lucky with that. I've seen a couple of games so far, and people have just rolled terrible and not got any command points back. I've been pretty fortunate. The big guy then got into combat with the tank. Reaper Chainsword I opted to go for instead of the Titanic Feet, and almost,
yeah.
It's 6 damage a pop with attacks that got through. I got 2 wounds through, and then you rolled a 6,
yeah,
which saved him. Unfortunate, but not too bad. To be honest, the game at the minute, we were just talking before I put this on to record, it's pretty even at the minute, to be honest. There's not a great deal in it. Some of my tanks are down on wounds.
I've
some
still
are
got
right.
the key unit, the creme de la creme armoured Tentinels.
Oh, yeah.
Not Sentinels, Tentinels.
The armoured Tentinels are still there. But there's wounds off that guy there. You've dropped, what's he on now, 5, so you've dropped 7 wounds on him.
Yes.
That's down to half.
Oh no, was it 7? He's on 6.
He's dropped 6 then. Wound off this guy. Pask, I used a
Jury
stratagem. Yeah, jury rigging. So
1 command point, bottom of a bracket,
Gives him a wound, yeah. So 1 to 3 bracket he was in, brought him up into the 4 to 6 bracket, which is obviously great. So yeah, it is pretty even, to be honest. The jury itself is still out on the Valkyrie. Shooting wise, it's just dogger.
Well, it would have been better if you did the limited movement and put it in hover.
Yeah.
Well, what they call roving gunship or whatever it is.
It
now.
probably would have. Yeah, you're right. I agree with you there. That was probably a mistake on my part. I just didn't want to give you the benefit of shooting it on a regular.
It's only carrying guard though.
It is, but with it still being an objective game, that could come into play. I'm not focusing so much on the objectives
I am
at
close
the
to
minute.
2. Well, I've got this one and I've got that one.
Yeah, and with the new codex, Lehman Russ tanks are objective secured.
Yeah.
So that's really nice. So if you were worrying, for instance, about taking an all mech list, you needn't worry about that because your Lehman Russ tanks do have objective secured, which is really nice because obviously my army's heavily tank oriented. Well, so is yours, to be honest, isn't it?
You'll still want to take at least 1 infantry as your warlord so that he can't be fired at.
Yeah, I'd agree. But it gives you a little bit more, manoeuvrability in objective games. Obviously, if they have a bigger squad, they'd still take the objective instead of you, but it's definitely something that's a benefit. And I think we've found so far, we're looking through this guard codex, whereas the stratagems aren't groundbreaking.
Niche.
Oh. Yeah, but they're pretty decent, to be honest. Being able to get a wound back on something, great.
Overlapping fire also.
Yeah, that overlapping fire, just awesome. Really awesome.
Grenadiers, which 10 guys throwing a grenade.
Yeah, it's honestly not bad at all. It harks back to the Necron days with the Triarch Stalker with its main gun. And once that hit, it allowed everything else to re-roll against it, or not re-roll, but to benefit against it. It's very much like that. So far we're really enjoying it. It's really open. Certainly more back and forth than the games we played previously. Beforehand it was very static. This army's staying there, this army's going to assault and attack, whereas you can see by the board we've got units spread all over the place. It's really thematic, to be honest. So we'll get into the... I almost said Ultramarines again.
It's just Ultramar.
Ultramar, we'll go with that. We'll get into the Ultramar's turn 2 and we'll be back with a recap
Ultramar
after that. Talon. Yeah, they're not bad actually.
I like it. Spending 3 points for ambush and then immediately having units straight up in your ass.
Yeah.
If it was a longer table and if he'd moved up more, then there might have been more pockets that I could have put it in. But it literally allows you to just drop them there, and mostly on the objectives where I focused. He'll be moving up for that one, but
That one there.
and then him for that.
I mean, we'll talk about it definitely in the review video, but you certainly don't have to just think about playing Cadians.
It's like blitzkrieg tactics, just moving fast mobile tanks, get in there, pocket. Especially with Talons, because you don't suffer the heavy weapons, no matter how much you move. You don't obviously get grounding advance if you move past the half.
The half movement, yeah.
But you do get no penalty for moving.
Yeah, just very, very good.
Move and shoot, move and shoot.
Right, we'll be back soon. So at the end of the Ultramar's turn 2, I ended up losing Commander Pask and some more wounds off various bits and pieces. The Basilisk, interesting watch out, only starts on 11 wounds, not 12. He's down to 8. The guy at the back lost a few. What is he on, 9?
Yeah.
And this guy lost
9.
Yeah. Movement wise, you didn't even really move, did you?
Bike moved to that objective.
Oh, right, yeah.
And the other tank to the right moved up a little bit on closing on,
This one here.
whilst keeping grounding advance. So just hopping along.
Shooting wise, you didn't do terrible, did you?
They did what it did.
Um,
Took some damage off here and there.
Not awful. This combat finished. Big guy smashed that to pieces. Should have really done that in the previous turn, although blessing in disguise, because there was no tank commander allowing him to fall back with it, kept it in combat, which kept it from being shot. So yeah, in all essence, it actually worked out more in my favour failing to kill it in the first initial fight than anything else. There's not a lot really else to say, is there? No. Not a bad turn for you, but it wasn't amazing.
Contingency hold.
So we'll go
objectives. So
yeah, objective wise, you're definitely there. Your sentinels are over there near that one.
My vindicators have drawn fire. My
That's
other
near
units
there.
have moved in position. I've pinged damage more, so things are weak or on lower brackets.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not too bad.
We'll see what the Astra Militarum can do in their second turn. This is probably, I feel, the one where they're either going to do well and
it's potluck.
clear a bit, or they are going to struggle and leave themselves to get blown to pieces. But so far, yeah, really even. In games that me and Ryan have played before, we pretty much can see within the first turn.
I'm not using the Gilliman hit penis.
Yeah, which makes a difference. So normally you'd be all Ultramarines, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
And you'd keep your nice little blockaded bubble there, and a lot of things would be re-rolling. That hasn't been the case, obviously, with this army makeup, because you've taken a lot of Mordians.
Talons. Talons.
I realised, the minute I said it, that I'd sworn then. Sorry, Talons. But yeah, really, really even. Really thoroughly enjoyable game, actually. It's one of those where I still can't look and see where it's going to go.
All depends on what gets killed next.
We will, yeah. This turn's probably going to be pretty pivotal for me.
If I don't suffer too much, then I'll feel pretty confident on the objectives and having stuff left.
Exactly. It's all down to whether or not I can take out enough in this turn to make me feel a bit more confident with it. But we shall see. So Astra Militarum turn 2 coming up. So at the end of Astra Militarum turn 2, it wasn't too bad at all. I managed to take out
one Lehman Russ there.
Lehman Russ over there.
Demos there.
Demos there.
And charged into that one.
Charged into this one and took 6 wounds off it, which isn't too shabby.
2 wounds off the bike. After a variety of things.
Infantry squad shot at it. This guy, who apart from carrying troops, I maintain is not
fantastic.
That great, to be honest. I could think of better ways to put me points. He's still got an infantry squad inside of him though, so my plan was to try and shoot this bike off the objective and then next turn drop the troops onto it. I'll still drop the troops and then fire them into the bike and hopefully kill it, but it's not the route that I wanted to go. The things to watch out for are the 3 sentinels, which are split separately, are still well in the game. Still got the full 6 wounds on them, and the big guy is still here. So at the minute, board presence wise, I'm probably doing better than Ryan. I've still got the Basilisk, I've still got scoring troop units, so not terrible, but I have to get troops onto objectives while worrying about the Frolicker at the back. So it's I feel comfortable, but not like, yes, it's in the bag by any stretch of the imagination.
I've got to use tactics now and strategy.
Yeah, absolutely. Your command points are gone, aren't they? I've still got 4, although at this point in the game I've nothing that I'm looking at in the book that I think, ooh, this is going to really beef it up for me.
Apart from like jury rig each turn, but...
Yeah, jury rig. Managed to get this Lehman Russ from 3 back to 4, which put it up into a bracket, which made it useful. Alright, it was still hitting on 5s, which isn't astonishingly great, but with the Cadians not moving, malarkey, re-rolling ones makes it that little bit better. So we'll get on with turn 3 and see where the chips fall, because I think this turn is probably going to shape the game effectively. So yeah, it's still really, really enjoyable. It isn't a case of, oh yes, it's a victory for one person or the other and we were just playing it out to the end. It is literally going to go to the wire, this, so stay tuned. Right, at the end of Ultramar turn 3, not a great deal happened. Whiffed on pretty much all of the shooting. Don't think you took any wounds off anything, did you?
Not in the shooting phase, I don't think. Oh, maybe the... No, I can't remember now.
Don't think
if
so.
If anything, it's not a lot.
These guys moved. Gilliman shot his hand of Dominion.
Yeah.
Didn't do any wounds though, did you?
No.
No. But then he managed to charge him, and the
15.
The fight was on. Did 15 wounds in a round of combat.
Tank did one as well, leaving you on 1.
Yeah, yeah. So from 17 wounds down to 15, the tank did a wound down to 1. However, the knight did manage to swing back, getting one of his Reaper Chainsaw damages through for 6 damage, leaving Gilliman on 2. So all in all, pretty good. I mean, you've got Gilliman left, these two guys, which I'm not in any way, shape and form
3 sentinels
bothered
and a
about.
bike.
3 sentinels and a bike. And the gunship. Not terrible. I've got the knight clinging to life. Very clinging.
Valkyrie of guys.
Valkyrie with the guys on. Squad down here. Basilisk. Couple of people there. Couple of tanks. Not that bad at all. So we'll see where we are at the end of this turn. So at the end of that Astra Militarum turn, that's probably where I started to feel a little bit more confident. I used different units of mine, strategically should I say. So I fired most stuff to try and take out this guy, which is obviously can move up to the objective over here. This tank moved from down here upwards. Got rid of the sentinel that was on it. That tank's on there. These guys dropped out of the flyer. Actually managed to do next to fuck all, wasn't it, on the attack bike? What took out the attack bike in the end? Oh, the Valkyrie, which has been absolutely dog pap, managed to actually take it out, which leaves that squad with that objective. That tank's still holding good on 9 wounds. That tank's still holding on 4. The big news over here was that the knight actually managed to kill Gilliman. Just. Ended up opting to use Titanic Feet instead of his Reaper Chainsword for more attacks, because obviously he was right at the arse end of a bracket, so not so bad. The reroll for Gilliman coming back alive failed, so all rejoice, the Warlord has been slain. And that is where we end this turn. So we're going on to turn 4 now.
Yeah.
And let's see if Ryan's contingency plan that he's been talking about for the last couple of turns can come into effect.
Still in play. It's fine.
Yeah. I feel that is it. If the Sentinels can be killed, job is done.
Ghost of Gilliman can disappear.
He can watch on the battlefield as the yeah, let him watch. There we go.
Will he stay? He's a bit fat.
Perfect. As the dogs don't knock the table, he can survey the battlefield. Right, let's get on with it. Okay, what a turn 4. Wow. Wow. So we're just going to speed through it because obviously there's not too much going on.
Taking out your Warlord.
My Warlord's dead. My tank underneath is dead. His Sentinel here
Dead.
is dead. That one,
Alive.
it's reduced to 1 wound.
That one was dead. So there's 2 dead.
Swines. This
Still
fight
going.
continues horribly. I don't know what is going on here. So yeah, it's neck and neck. So at the minute I'm controlling 2 objectives. There's one over there that you've got. I'm speeding over here to get the 3rd one. So unless that squad is wiped out,
I've got First Blood, Warlord, 1, 4 for Line Breaker, so I'm on 4.
yeah, I've got Warlord, Line Breaker, and 2. So we're tied at 4-4. So basically, either it needs to shoot me off an objective this turn, although I'm inches away from capturing that one, or that's pretty much it. So this round of shooting is pivotal right now. So we'll get back to you at the end of the turn. So, because the game rounds were so quick, we played out the rest of the game. Actually went the full length up to turn 7. Wow. So,
I haven't been wiped by one guy, which is my Tech Marine.
He has a Tech Marine left.
And because he has no commander to give orders, they can't fall back, and therefore he is safe.
So that objective is contested. So we both killed each other's warlord, 1 point each. You got First Blood. That's 2-1 to you. I've got that objective over there because the Lehman Russ scoring objectives now, so that's 2-2. Took out his flyer at the last, which was giving him his line breaker. Stupidly moved my Valkyrie out of his deployment zone, which basically cost me the game there, and it just, yeah. So what's left on the board is 1 Valkyrie, a Lehman Russ, Basilisk. Top tip, Basilisks are awesome.
Sentinels also quite good.
And this squad here. So yeah, almost a tabling, not quite, but really fun. Honestly, did not know who was going to win. Well, nobody won in the end.
Next time I bring a tank commander, not being able to fall back, and same with your knight, it got stuck there for a long time.
Yes. How the knight can smash Gilliman up and then spend 3 turns prattling around with a tank is beyond me. It really is. But absolutely brilliant game. I think we can both sort of say the Astra Militarum are not that shabby at all. I will certainly enjoy playing more with them. How did you find it as a buffer for your force?
I'd probably stick to my Ultramarines only because...
More reliable shooting.
Yeah. If I was going to do it again, I'd probably at least have a tank commander and or drop certain units.
Yeah. Yeah.
I did like my Sentinels because you can split them off into single units, which deploy them as you could do 3 Spronter Sentinels. That's 9 when you split them up from 3, which is not bad.
Absolutely. Just, yeah. Almost speechless with how that game ended. Really, really fun. Close as you like. As I say, this was every turn. This wasn't just a case of this is going to be a cakewalk or feeling confident. It literally was 50-50 nigh on all the way through.
I think next time also I'll probably overcharge my guns and risk it just to get the kills on early. If I'd killed more tanks in the first stage, I don't think it'd have been as bad.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And I must admit, I would have loved first turn just to blow out a Demos. You know, just even that 1 Demos down first turn would have really
I think next is
helped.
5 Demos.
Fucking hell. Captain Cheeselord and his Demos Vindicators.
They're just better than normal Vindicators, and they're better than taking a Laser Predator.
When you couple them with the re-rolling to hit and re-rolling to wound because the big guy's sitting behind them, they are just nasty.
Super heavy tank that I like.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I mean, that was the first time I took a knight. Not that bad, to be honest.
Did a lot.
Yeah.
It just got stuck because no one to give orders. Actually, maybe it
couldn't have had orders anyway because it's not a keyword.
But it could have fallen back though then. Maybe, I don't know.
No, well, leave a comment below. But yeah, you couldn't have received orders because it was a super auxiliary.
But it might have been able to fall back.
Didn't have the keyword Cadian, but Yeah, interesting, really interesting. So thanks for watching, guys. Hope you've enjoyed this battle report. We've tried to keep it slim and sort of streamlined, so no dice rolling, as you know, but personally we find that more interesting to watch, getting to know what actually happened rather than just staring at the screen trying to boggle my eyes looking at what dice have been rolled. Okay, thanks for watching and happy gaming.